Yo, what's up you guys? Welcome back to Second Take. It's Vishwa here, and it has been a long while, nearly a year since we have uploaded on the channel, simply due to the fact that both me and Saf have been busy with academics, as we're not full-time YouTubers. But we're finally back, and what better way to start things off than to examine one of the most polarizing players of this generation, the projected top 3 pick Chet Holmgren. In today's video, we're going to be taking a deep dive into whether Chet Holmgren is a future generational phenom or a draft bust similar to quite a few guys with this body build that have turned out to be. We'll be looking into Chet's high school and college career, then a projection of how he'll fit into the top 2 teams in the NBA draft, the Orlando Magic and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Finally, with heavy evidence, we'll be able to come to a conclusion of whether Chet Holmgren is a future star or a draft bust. Before we get into the video, please make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel. I promise you won't regret it, and without delay, let's get straight into the video. First of all, Holmgren was an absolutely dominant big man in his high school Meneha Academy in Minneapolis, as he averaged about 21 points, 13 rebounds, 5 assists, and 5 blocks, while shooting an outstanding 80% from the field. He was named the Max Preps National Player of the Year after this unbelievable season. A lot of hype for him was also drawn after he infamously beat superstar Steph Curry off the dribble with Curry's own move at a camp Curry was holding. Brandon Jenkins, a recruiting analyst, described Chet in high school scouting report as a unique 7-foot prospect with phenomenal length. He was also a defensive game changer as the best shot blocker in the nation. Jenkins also emphasized Chet's immense versatility and stated that Chet has elite ball skills for his size and can shoot the ball like a combo guard. The only weakness he really highlighted was the evident lack of upper body with a thin frame, but if Chet could put in the time in the weight room to get stronger, his upside would be off the charts. After committing to Gonzaga, Chet Holmgren would go on to average 14 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, and nearly 4 blocks, shooting a solid 61% from the field and 39% from 3. According to NBA Draft Room scouting report, Chet was a terrific rim protector due to his tall frame and length, and also plays like a small forward on offense, as he's a great 3-point shooter and his shot is damn near unblockable. And even if he gets bullied by big men in the post in the NBA, his length would be a huge factor in deterring the shots players take on him. A lot of this sounds very similar to one of the best in the NBA right now, Kevin Durant. While I'm not saying Chet will turn out to be a player like KD, he does possess so many similar qualities, such as his effortless and unguardable jump shot in the post and off the face-up, his elite ball handling skills, and his agility and quick reactions. Unfortunately, his thin frame of only 190 pounds was exposed quite a bit in the NCAA March Madness tournament. Here in this play, you see Holmgren guarding fellow future lottery pick big man Jalen Duren of Memphis in the round of 32 in the NCAA tournament. And Duren absolutely manhandles Holmgren with his strength and finishes with authority. In this NCAA tournament, Holmgren fouled out in his last 2 games and had only 9 points in one and 11 in the other. He evidently struggled with more physical defense played on him. Nevertheless, he still portrayed himself as an amazing shot blocker, as he didn't really attempt that many shots in the tournament. I likely see him changing upon his arrival to the NBA. Now we'll get into see how he'll fit next to both the Orlando Magic and the OKC Thunder. Now I may be wrong, but I highly doubt Chet Holmgren will fall to the 3rd overall pick to the Houston Rockets, simply because his upside and talent is too much to pass on if fewer are teams picking 1 and 2. But even then, as they have players like Christian Wood and rookie Alperen Sengun with a lot of potential, I don't see a point in them taking Holmgren. But firstly, I definitely think that there's a high chance Holmgren gets picked first by the Magic. Most of you guys would be thinking that they already have 2 big men, Wendell Carter Jr. and Mo Bamba. It would not make sense to take another big in Chet. However, this may not entirely be the case. Wendell Carter in his first year played extremely well with Orlando, averaging 15 points, 10.5 rebounds, and showed how solid of a big man in the modern NBA he can be, with his offensive versatility with his inside and outside game, also having terrific defensive IQ with a strong frame. Due to these traits, Wendell earned himself a 4-year, $50 million contract after the season ended. Bamba, however, averaged 11 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 blocks a game. While this may appear as a solid stat line, Bamba was simply too inconsistent throughout the season, with sudden breakout games followed by abysmal single-digit scoring performances. There were also reports of Bamba being on the trading block, and many experts also think he may be traded, and the Magic do not see him as a long-term answer at the front court spot. Assuming that Mo Bamba will likely be dealt out at the deadline, Holmgren would likely start at the 4 for the Magic. This gives them a starting unit of Cole Anthony at the 1, Jalen Suggs at the 2, Franz Wagner at the 3, Chet Holmgren at the 4, and Wendell Carter at the 5, with the terrific bench unit of Markelle Fultz, RJ Hampton, and Jonathan Isaac once he returns from his ACL injury around October, and newly acquired Bol Bol along with Mo Wagner with the front court positions off the bench. I would likely likely see Gary Harris and Terrence Ross traded or bought out in the offseason simply because they just don't fit the Orlando timeline. In this team, Chet would be able to thrive well with his defensive skills as a rim protector, while also being able to run pick and pops with any of the Orlando guards, have several post-up opportunities to shoot over smaller defenders, and as a catch-and-shoot spot-up threat who could also put the ball on the floor to pull up for a jump shot. Holmgren could definitely be a Rookie of the Year candidate front-runner with Orlando. If he were picked by the Thunder with the second pick, this gives the Thunder a really exciting core consisting of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Josh Giddey, and Chet Holmgren. Though other aspects of the roster would still remain unfilled, a core like this would definitely flourish in the long run when developed and paired with more defensive young-minded players that could make up for Holmgren's thin frame. Though the team would likely finish towards the bottom of the standings, Chet would definitely be able to have the freedom to develop his game as far as aspects such as shooting and ISOing go, and he'll be another candidate for the Rookie of the Year, similar to where he'd be if he was drafted by the Magic. Overall, if you take a look at the unicorns of the past, which is kind of the breed that you'd classify Chet Holmgren as a do-it-all big man, there have been several successful ones such as Dirk Nowitzki, Kevin Durant, who is technically a breed of his own, Karl Anthony Towns, and two-time MVP Nikola Jokic. There have also been solid ones like Kristaps Porzingis, Kevin Love, Lauri Markkanen, Dario Saric, and Ryan Anderson. Then there's guys like Thon Maker, guys who unfortunately classify as busts. Poku and Bol Bol still have time to develop and grow even though they've gotten off to shaky starts, but in my opinion, Chet Holmgren at the very worst will become at least a Porzingis as a floor spacer and a great shot blocker. However, I firmly believe that Chet will become a future star simply because of how skilled he is as a 7-footer with ball handling, a pull-up ISO game, and an unblockable shot. Just take a look at Dirk Nowitzki. His one-legged fadeaway was arguably the most unguardable move of all time, and he ended up winning a ring with the Mavs, pretty much carrying the team on his back. I'd compare him to somewhat of a combination of Porzingis and Anthony Davis due to his all-around skill set and the length and size he has as a big man. Keep in mind, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Anthony Davis, and Kevin Durant also came into the league as extremely skinny players that always got pushed around, but now that they're all stars with the work ethic they all put in, if Chet can establish that same work ethic, I think there isn't a doubt of whether he'll be a star player or not. Let us know what you guys' thoughts on Chet Holmgren are. Is he a future star, or will his thin frame make him bust material? Also, let us know any additional ideas you'd like to see us post on, and please make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and make sure to smash that like button if you enjoyed. Thank you guys for watching, and peace.